YouTube, where it has the option, do not recommend the channel. Why are you recommending the channel? तुमको किसने पैसा दिया है या क्या ह्यूमन इंटरवेंशन है? तुम्हारा लोकल मैनेजर किसकी डैश 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 कर रहा है रात को कि वो आके उसी का कंटेंट दिन को पेडल कर रहा है. Which is that right-wing content seems to sell a lot more in India.
Yeah.
Now, why is it that Republic and Times now always corner the bulk of the English-speaking market and right-wing, this thing gets the highest viewership even in the Hindi-speaking market? Whose fault is that? Clearly, there's a market polarization for right-wing content.
Correct.
Don't confuse that with YouTube's own ideological bias or the ideological bias of YouTube stuff.
Because they seem to be pushing the other side more, despite the market forces.
Despite market forces. You understand it? Now, I don't care what they push. But when I say don't push it with me, you don't bloody push it with me. Okay? When I say no salesman on my board outside the house, if you come inside my house, my Rottweiler is going to bite you and it's your fault. And my Rottweiler is going to be the letter to the minister. Not that I have great faith in the minister or anything, but because I believe his office is fundamentally compromised. When you have babus with a salary of just 2 lakhs who are running contracts worth 20, 30,000 crores.
And you can't say which minister, some minister.
Well, whatever it is. It's the office that's compromised completely.
Okay.
Not the minister per se.
Abhijit, talk about copyright also.
But that most of my letter deals with copyright. They have their own copyright guidelines, which YouTube is just violating. They came at a presentation with the minister and they said, in the first strike we do this, in the second strike we do this, in the third strike we do this. I will demonstrate there are people with up to 9, 10, 11, 12 strikes who they have violated their own guidelines and not taken permission on. How is that algorithmic? It's clearly human intervention coming from the top. They refuse to have an algorithmic mechanism for copyright.
Yeah, so this is what also happened.
So they are actually, YouTube is actually allowing IPR and content theft.
You see, I'll give some backstory on this here.
If they approve of your politics.
That's a big if. We're not sure about
No, we know it. We know it because there's one particular content creator who I know for a fact from my whistleblowers within YouTube who really like this guy. He puts his content behind a paywall.
It's called
But it will be 20, 30 minutes of content from the other person.
I see.
Fair use is what? 60 to 90 seconds?
Yeah, but this happens across it's...
No, that it happens is not the point.
It's impossible to police so many accounts.
Yes. No. This guy has enough subscribers to have his own points person within YouTube. Understand this.
I know
for
policing.
A fact they've got a manager of their own.
I'll explain it. It's not just policing. The policing has happened. The strikes have been processed. YouTube agrees that it's not fair use. The fact is, these accounts are still functional. YouTube has a 3-strike policy.
I know.
Right? 3 strikes initiated by YouTube means your account gets taken down.
Forever. No way to get it back.
No way to get it back. All right. There are accounts that he's talking about where YouTube has agreed that there is a violation. Multiple strikes are already in place, more than 3. That account is still thriving. So there is an arbitrariness to the policy. You see, I represent ANI, right? It's a large everywhere in this country. And if there are no technical guardrails set in place, it'll be really, really bad. The adoption rate of mobile video and these social media giants amongst our people is huge. We have to have guardrails in place before this becomes something like what happened with TikTok before TikTok got banned. Yeah. Ridiculous suicides, accidents were shown on TikTok algorithms. Dog tortures.
Half the videos were torturing.
Luckily, we banned TikTok and that stuff stopped. But this could turn into that, and then it's like whack-a-mole. How many people are you going to go after? So. These major giants are net positives. They do help a lot. They have democratized information, but there are also pirates out there working for them where certain policies of theirs are not being implemented in the right way possible. It has to be identified, whether it is their HR problem, whether it is their machine learning gone crazy, not actually learning anything, or whether it's some other sort of larger idea of democracy that they think that we should adopt. Anyway, whatever the reason, there has to be representation from this government to these giants to put in place technical guardrails. The stuff like this doesn't happen.